Hello, welcome to our second Q&A session from my patrons at patreon.com/Miguel Falcão. This time we are going to answer the questions of our patron, John Langford from Liberty, North Carolina, USA. Hi, John, and welcome. The first question that John asked was if I would do a rig rundown video of all my bases. So, John, for now, I think the amount of bases and the length of the video are a bit too difficult for me to do just one big video. But okay, I take your suggestion, and I will make maybe a shorter video for each of the bases, and then I will do kind of a series about that. Okay, so expect that for the near future, hopefully, eventually. And thanks for the suggestion. Okay. The second question is, what is the recording equipment that I use for my videos, to record my videos? So in terms of audio, the main device I use nowadays is Tech 21 SansAmp Paradriver. That's a kind of a pedal which actually is a preamplifier and a DI box, and also emulates the sound of a tube amplifier. So that's something that is, that I really need for my bass covers, and in general for my bass sound. So I use that a lot. Before the Paradriver, I used to have a bass driver, which is a similar model, also from SansAmp. When I have to record the bass in stereo, I use both of them, so I can run each signal from the Rickenbacker bass or other stereo bass that I can have individually to each of the SansAmps. So then the signal or signals, they go to my USB interface, which is a Native Instruments Complete Audio 6. So it's a USB audio interface, and that is the basic setup. I may use some signal conditioning prior to the SansAmp, which normally is a limiter pedal. So something that can control the peaks from my bass, especially when I'm playing with a treble pickup of the Rickenbacker, which is quite hot, quite loud, and if I'm not careful with the dynamics, I may hit it really strong. So I need something to put some taming on my harder playing, so that I don't really distort and distort completely the waveform. So that's my basic setup with the audio. With the video, I use a regular video camera, which I really need to upgrade soon. And also I have some basic lighting to shoot to the green screen, where I then, after I shoot the videos, then I will at the computer make some video effects that you know from my bass covers. Next question is, where and when did I meet Chris, and if I was able to talk to him. So the first time that I had the chance of meeting Chris was at his birthday, 50th birthday, because yes, we're playing in London at the 4th of March 1998. That was the Open Your Eyes tour. My first time watching Yes live, and a really spectacular show. We were, after the show, waiting in the cold and in the wind for Yes to come out, and of course Chris was the last one. The moment I saw him, I ran to him so I could be the first one to to talk to him. Of course, I didn't think of anything very intelligent to say, but I could manage to tell him happy birthday, and ask him to sign the certificate of my Rickenbacker, Chris Squire Rickenbacker, which he did. And and then the other fans also ran into Chris, and I didn't have much time to say anything. 2 years later, at the Ladder Tour, Yes were again playing in London at the Royal Albert Hall, and again, me and my friends were, and other fans were waiting and waiting for the band to come out, and finally Chris came out, the last one to come out. And then that time I came a little bit more prepared, and I offered him a small blue Rickenbacker pin, and also a CD containing my own bass lines. And I said, look, this is me playing your songs. and and he said, oh, that will be good for a few laughs. That's what he said. And everyone was laughing, of course. And Chris was in a good mood, and we were also very, very happy to be with him for those moments. And it was it's something that, of course, we will keep on our memory forever. Sometime later, I was contacted by the person running his webpage, asked me to include the transcriptions of Chris's bass lines made by me at Chris's website. So then I was really, I was getting the feeling that maybe Chris heard it and somehow enjoyed that. So a little bit later, I was me and my friend from France, my bass friend Lionel Gibaudan. We were working together on Chris's bass lines, doing transcriptions in standard notation for them to be displayed as examples of Chris's bass playing on the website. We worked on The Heart of the Sunrise, on Tempus Fugit, In the Presence of, and Siberian Ketru. So those were the four, I think those four we did together, me and Lionel. For me, the most surprising thing was that then I get a message saying that Chris wanted me to include the MP3s themselves in the site, so I should send the audios to be at the site. But I was very happy and very thrilled and honored with another kind gesture of Chris, and I decided that the ones that I had recorded were not good enough for for being at Chris's website. So I decided to re-record everything again. So I recorded the same songs, Tempus Fugit, In the Presence of, Siberian Ketru, and Heart of the Sunrise. And so finally I sent them to Chris's website, and I still have those recordings and transcriptions that you can find also in my channel in audio format, but you can see the transcriptions that I was doing with Lionel, and that was a really great episode, and something that I'm very honored to be part of. Let's go to our next question, and that question is, what's your favorite song? What's my favorite song of Yes? So I do not have any favorite song. Maybe I could choose Parallels just because of because it's I love so much the lyrics, and I think it's also a very positive kind of song, a very ever-opening flower kind of song, and that I really like. But that doesn't mean that I like that song better than many others. Really, I think a favorite song in all of Yes's catalog, it would be very unfair for me to say I like one better than all the others. I would say that I like some albums better, or that's not that I like them better, but some of them have a special meaning to me. So, for instance, Fragile is one album that I really identify myself with, for the concept of being five individual songs from each member, and then the other pieces where all the group is playing together. The bass sounds that in every song is something very is something that I really liked. It struck me the first time I heard it, and when I hear it now, it still transports me to that feeling. Chris's vocals on South Side of the Sky, that middle section. That's an album that was made more or less by the time I was born, so it has a lot of symbolism for me. With time, I also started to appreciate even more Tales from Topographic Oceans. Those four songs, and two of them I already made bass covers out of them. So each time I was studying those songs and those bass lines, I got very deep into the song and started to appreciate the songs even more that I did before. And if I was in a desert island and if I had to choose one record, maybe I would choose Tales from Topographic Oceans, and also because it's a big record, and if you just have one record, it's better to be a long one. So Tales would be my desert island record. Of course, I can also mention Tormato. Tormato is also one of my most important Yes records, because it was the first time I ever heard Yes from the 70s, and the bass sound in there, also the vocal harmonies by Chris on Future Times Rejoice, many elements that made me then go back in time and discover the earlier records of Yes. So I would have also to mention Tormato. But yes, just one favorite song, no. So let's go to the last question by John Langford, and that question is: I know that your last trip to the US was work related. Do you have any plans of coming back sometime? Now I really don't have any plans to come back. Just because there are no plans, but of course that's something that I would really enjoy to do. The first time I was in San Francisco, it was also a very important moment for my musical adventures, because I took my Rickenbacker with me, and then in San Francisco I had the great pleasure to meet Paul Wilczynski, who is from Studio California. He is a Rickenbacker specialist. He has tremendous work on Rickenbacker guitar restoration and maintenance, and so I asked him to do a full checkup on my bass, and also to make the output of the pickups going in stereo, because the original model comes in mono. So who else better to do the conversion to stereo than Paul, which he's a Rickenbacker specialist. On the way back to Portugal, I could not have my bass with me at the compartment, so we had to go down below downstairs. So when it got back to the airport, I was waiting a lot of time for it to come back in the out of format luggage, and I was really worried about. But fortunately, it arrived safe, with some ice crystals around it, but safe. So everything worked out, and that's the story. So I hope to come in the US anytime. I would really like that, John. So we arrived in the end of our Q&A session. This time the questions by John Langford from Liberty, North Carolina, USA. If you would like to support my work and my music by becoming my patron, like John, please visit my Patreon page, which is patreon.com/Miguel Falcão. Okay. Until then, I hope you are all well. Goodbye and play for Chris.